But yeah, so it sounds very similar addiction actually. Of literally, I love them. I'll buy it. I don't want to do anything to it. It just keeps going wrong. So yeah, you're not actually the only one there. So,
No, I'm glad about that.
Yeah,
because sometimes people like me feel very isolated, you know.
Therapy session.
Maybe
this is why I've come down here.
We'll get you to sort of meet up, and so you'll feel better about it.
Oh yeah. Well, I came down here, like I say, I wanted to have a chat with you. I just thought I needed somebody to talk to.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Talkin Shop. Today we're joined by Richard from Heavy, Low and Slow. Please like and subscribe and let us know who you want on Talkin Shop next. Obviously, yes, thanks Richard for coming down.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Yeah.
Yes, no problem. So, good journey today?
Oh yeah, I was just saying earlier on. Yeah. Absolutely fantastic. Everybody must have finished for Christmas.
So empty roads
because when I was coming down, I thought, well, it's going to be through the rush hour.
Yeah, of course.
And I thought I might have just left a bit too late.
Okay, yeah.
But I come straight down. I ended up 45 minutes early.
Brilliant.
I've been driving around in circles. That's why you got a Christmas present.
Come yet. That's it. Well planned. Yeah. So obviously, tell the viewers then, obviously who you are, what you do, and what they should be looking for.
I'm Richard Jackson. On YouTube a little bit, mainly on TikTok. I drive for a company in Barnsley, EP Hollingworths. We do heavy haulage and abnormal stuff, not just heavy haulage, abnormal. I am slightly abnormal. And I've got loads of...
I didn't laugh.
Are you allowed to laugh? That was my joke. I've got a real problem with buying old stuff.
Yeah.
Cars and, everything. And not just old stuff. I built a coach. I don't know if you've seen one of my videos, early one.
Yeah.
I bought a coach and converted that into a motorhome.
Wow, yeah, okay.
Which we lived in for nearly a year.
Yeah.
Down the drive because I had my electrics done in the house.
Oh, okay.
And then COVID hit. So no electricians had come back. So what was supposed to be like 4 weeks in this coach down the drive ended up being nearly a year, 10 months, I think it was, yeah.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
So 5 of us and a dog and guinea pigs and all sorts.
Whole experience. Wow.
It was brilliant.
Yeah, I can imagine
I'd do it again, yeah.
Well, in the time where actually you don't want to be stuck in your house, you've got then something you've created and you're in your own space, aren't you, really?
Well, yeah, I mean, at the time I was driving mobile cranes. I wasn't home a lot.
Yeah.
So it were really... Rachel and the kids that were in it.
Yeah,
I made out that I were in it for 10 months, but really, they were.
They were as well.
I weren't in it so much. But
So obviously, previous to now, then you obviously, you say you worked on cranes, yeah.
I started off not really knowing where I wanted to go. Me granddad I say were an inspiration. He still is. It's not very well at the moment though, but he kicked me off where I wanted to be. He had an haulage company called Frank Newell and Sons.
Okay.
And by the time, when I passed my HGV, I had to be 21. And by the time I could get to pass my test, he were about done. So I missed taking over the business by maybe 2-3 years. Wow. There were not a lot left of it when he gave it up. Yeah. But I think it just wanted some young blood in it, And he taught me the way. He taught me how to be a mechanic. He taught me everything. So I always wanted to work for myself.
Yeah, sure. And that's at least you had that sort of vision, that path to go down, if you like. Inspired by.
Yeah. So unfortunately, the world don't work like it used to do. When I used to go to his house every weekend and repair the trucks with him on the weekend, and go to the yard and tinker around. And those days aren't quite the same now, are they?
No. I think especially with the kit these days, you just don't touch them.
No,
they're so highly tuned.
Yeah. There's your mechanical stuff like your brakes and stuff like that you can still touch, but other than that, and I don't think those are actually like you doing that kind of thing anymore, or DVSA, whatever they're called, whoever they are now this week. Yeah,
I've heard worse names for them, but
keep that to ourselves.
Best ad, So there's always been a passion there, if you like, and you sort of over the years, where did it all? I suppose that's where it started, but then did you go on then to work for somebody? Well, I've tooled and froed. I've been
mechanicking in the garage. I've been on the road in various different trucks. I started out, I think I was just 18.
Yeah.
Back then you had to do your license for your 7.5 tonner. And I was that desperate to drive wagons.
Yeah.
I went and did that, even though if I only had to wait another couple of years, and I could have, but I was that desperate to get on the road. I went and did my 7.5 tonner.
Yeah. And
I worked for a bloke called Steve Robinson, WD Robinson's at Brighouse, and old ERFs and all that.
Oh,
and it
yeah.
were just my kind of thing, And I drove a little Iveco 7.5 tonner, and I loved it. And then I can't remember what happened after that. I think I ended up in the garage and I've come back out. I ended up driving. I couldn't drive the ERFs then because I was too young. But then I managed to get into a company that still used ERFs. They were marsh freight at Dewsbury. And I went into Europe and all sorts with that thing. And that's where the passion came for the ERF EC11s, you see. But we did end up then, fast forward ages because it's all the same and boring. I ended up in cranes.
Okay.
Because I worked for the same company that Connor Crane Brain worked for in Leeds, Cramscene. And they had both haulage and cranes. So I went as a driver and ended up, like Connor did, doing a bit, a bit in the cranes, and then got the passion for it, and that were it.
Right.
Connor took it further and bigger.
Yeah, of course.
Biggest I got up to were a 90 tonner.
Okay. Only 90 tonner.
Only 90 tonner.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did love it. It's just very demanding, and you watch the kids; they're getting older, and you've missed all their life nearly. And
I
don't want to make it sound worse than what it is. It's not like I were in Africa.
No.
You know what I mean? I were only like in Milton Keynes or something.
Yeah, but it's relative though, especially when you're working something like that. I say the hours involved, or the unsocial hours that you can do, but.
And it's like it were like a box ticked. Like I felt like I'd gone as far as I wanted to go with it, and I think the haulage had always been in my blood. It's just unfortunate that the haulage industry doesn't pay anything like the crane industry. Yeah. So it were a massive backward step financially. But obviously we had the conversation at home, and it's like, well, what's going to make you happy? Yeah. And so we went to Hutchinson's on the 150 tonner. I loved that job. There were a bit of problem with, I don't know, I can't say too much, but the planning side of it, the office side of it, but the job itself were fantastic. The kit were amazing, but the office side of it, not so good. And it were a long way away. We're in Newark, an hour and a half each way from me.
Distance for
Yeah. And so I spent a lot of nights in the yard.
Yeah.
Because you get done at, 7 o'clock at night, you got to start again at 4. You don't want to go home, do you? So I slept in the yard in wagon, and it was fun at first because I'd come out of cranes or in hotels every night, and all of a sudden I'm in this little wagon cab again, and it's brilliant. Yeah. But once the novelty wore off, it was like, hang on a minute, this is silly. So I got on with Hollingworth eventually, which is 3 miles from my house.
Brilliant. Well, there you go. You can almost walk to work there.
Just so laid back, and honestly, the best job I've ever had. Bro. I'm not just saying that because I don't think he'll watch this, but it is the best job I've ever had. It's just fantastic, so laid back, and it's very old. I like old fashioned me. I don't know if you've sort of gathered, but it's run old fashioned. You're dealing with the man that owns the wagons. You're not dealing with some transport manager, so with an attitude problem. It's the man who owns the kit, the man who pays your wages is who you're dealing with, and I love that. Yeah.
I say it is the old-fashioned way. Sometimes with everything now, you're so almost controlled what you do.
Micromanaged.
That's it. So to be in that position is brilliant. And I think I'm a big believer of you've got to be happy doing what you're doing.
Absolutely. Yeah. I can leave the yard on a Monday morning and give me my jobs, and I might not hear off him on Thursday. He might just give me a quick tinkle. We don't have trackers out, you see. No. He might just give me a quick tinkle and just say, everything going all right? Yeah, fine, mate. Yeah, sound, and that's it. It's almost working for yourself, but without the bills.
Yeah, that's it. It's the closest thing to it, if you like.
Yeah.
Which is what you want, and it makes you want to work that bit harder because the worst person you're working for, you've got their sort of respect, if you like.
Well, it speaks volumes. Yeah. He's got men that have worked there 40 years. There you go. It speaks for itself,
it's a job for life sort of thing.
Yeah.
So I suppose that obviously your account there, so where did Heavy, Low and Slow come from? Is it literally as it sounds?
I can't remember what I was called for. I think I was just called my name. And then I changed it to something else, and I couldn't find my feet with it. And it was when I were at Hutchinson's. I was setting off one Sunday to go down to London with 150 ton wagon, a four-wheeler wagon with 2-axle interdolly and a 5-axle back end and a big crane up back. I was thinking, what can I cut? Heavy, it's heavy, it's low bed, and I'm going to be going slow. Bang, that was it. That was it, yeah.
It's as simple as that. Yeah.
I mean, the name's not as appropriate now because we're not. And I'm at Hollingworth, we do heavy haulage, but we're not as heavy. And I can have normal flat trailers on, and I can have, it's varied work, so it's not really as appropriate, and it won't be as appropriate next year at all. No, but. You just leave it as it is, don't you? I don't know. People know me for who I am, I suppose.
Exactly. And obviously, people do like your content, because it's sort of is that bit different to the general haulage side.
Yeah. Well, I imagine. I don't film as much as what I should do these days because I just think I keep thinking to myself, people have already seen this, because I'm not in it. I didn't start it for the attention and the views and all that. I started as a bit of like everybody, bit of fun, bit of a joke, and it took off a little bit, and it's doing all right. But I don't want to start giving people the same thing. I'm not just going to put content out for the sake of putting content out. That's what I'm trying to say. And even with my job, so varied, I think that I'm showing them the same over and over and over again. Right. So I always think to myself, how does somebody in general haulage do this?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because they're just doing the same stuff day in, day out, aren't they?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's then how you sort of put that across, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I suppose, have you then on that point then, have you got to be careful about what you do film? Because obviously there's a lot of things there that I suppose delicate or, customers that don't want their kit being put on camera.
I almost got myself in trouble for something that I didn't do the other day. I can't mention any company names, but the company we work for. And let's just say that they're owned by the government. And I didn't know this. Right. And my boss is brilliant. Like he didn't bollock me or anything. He just said, "You've put a video out, haven't you, about a 40-ton piece, this, that, and the other?" And I says, "No, I don't think so." Luckily, my escort driver in the yard, and he says, "I watch all his TikToks and YouTubes." And he says, "I ain't seen any video about that." Yeah. Turns out it must have been one of a wagon spotter or somebody like that, and they've seen it and they know that we work for him and I'm on social media, and so they've just put two and two together. Right. Okay. So luckily, just a usual boss would you'd be in trouble when straight away you'd be in the office. He just rang him up and said, "Look, send me the link. Yeah, I'll sort it." Yeah. And obviously no link came, or a link, I don't know, I didn't follow it up, or a link came and it wasn't my video.
Yours, so it's gone quiet then.
Yeah. But you have got to be careful. And I'm a bugger for not being careful. I get too excited. Yeah.
Well, naturally you see something and go, "That's got to be on."
But somebody like that, But you have got to be careful. And also it's loads and stuff like that, and the way that you do things, everybody's got a different way of doing it, haven't they?
Of course. Yeah.
And something on a film or a picture can look so different in real life. Everybody's an expert out there. Yeah. But sometimes there's a reason why you've done something. Yeah, you can't put straps on that. It's got to be changed. Yeah, exactly. For example, I moved. Did I film it? I don't know if I filmed it or not. It were really light, but it were a big pump impeller with a big shaft on it, and it had to go on the low loader. Yes. Where you back into a little shed in a little pumping station, and you can't get the wagon any further in. So this thing literally sat right at the back of the low loader. I mean, driving down the road, everybody's probably going, "Why is it at the back? Why has he put it there?" Yeah. What a cowboy, But this is why I try not to judge people myself, because you never know. There's a reason, isn't there? Yeah. There's always a reason. Exactly. Yeah. You're not, you've got to be responsible. You wouldn't just put it there because it's just whatever. Exactly. Yeah. Although the industry is full these days of people who don't know what they're doing. I think that's the problem. That's the fine line, isn't it? But as a professional, you're not going to take that risk, especially working for a big company like themselves. He's got a good reputation, Yeah, you're the one to. Only takes one or two men to tarnish what you've built, really. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I suppose was heavy haulage
Obviously, I suppose it answered my own question here. I suppose it always was what you wanted to do. Obviously, working in cranes, it's like the closest thing to the next sort of step.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I fell into heavy haulage really. It's always that progression thing, isn't it? So I always wanted to work for myself, and then in the haulage game, and then I got into the haulage game, and then I can do a bit better than this. I wanted to be on the cranes, and then then I'm coming back into haulage, but I can do a bit better than this again, and you just fall into it. I mean, this heavy haulage job, it's hard work at times, and it's not paid what it should be. Like there's people riding around with box vans on, earning more money than us. You do it for the love, like kind of thing. So what I'm trying to say is, at any point, I could have gone back to driving whatever.
Yeah.
But I found what I enjoyed doing, I think, and I just didn't want to go back.
Yeah, I think you've got to find that thing in life that you enjoy, and you've gone with it.
Yeah.
What's the thing then? Obviously, a lot of people, you touched on it a second ago, a lot of people watch your content. What's the thing that you sort of wish people knew about heavy haulage? Because I think people are quick to judge, aren't they? And, maybe it's the way that you transport things.
There's a very multi-dimensional question is that. I think the thing what I like the most, or what I'd like people to know the most, is it's not just a matter of it being big or heavy. There's a lot more goes into it than what people see, such as the police embargoes. The times you can move, they change county to county. There's also different rules of they don't have a set time, but they say you can't run in dark. So more customers this rather than the public,
right.
But I'd rather, or other drivers, I wish customers could understand that, because all you get is, I need it here for this time.
You're late.
I can't. Why not? And you explain, well, can't you just go this time? Can't you just go this? And it's like, you're not listening to me. I'm not saying it because I'm lazy and I want to sleep. I'm saying it because I can't physically do it.
I say you've got like permits, isn't it? Basically, yeah. Be able to.
Yeah, the movement order goes in, and once you're on a movement order, you've got to stick to the rules, and that's it. Simple as that.
That's it. There is no, I'll just get it there. I'll just I'll break the rules for you. It is sort of serious, isn't it? Really?
It is, yeah. And the other thing I would like is to people to stop parking in abnormal load bays. That is the big, they're parking them with rigids and all sorts. And what they don't understand is you can't just go in a normal bay with them, even if you're empty, because you wouldn't swing out of them. Them bays are so tight, you know what they're like in the services, don't you? You wouldn't get out of there in the morning or whatever. So you can't do that. But not only that, we might need to stop for one of these embargoes, for example.
Yep.
And then we'll be on his way again. But it's getting really difficult to stop anywhere.
Well, the more wagons there are on the road, the more chance there is.
And services are so full.
Yeah.
Like,
do you know what? I picked that up from I watch different YouTube channels and stuff. I picked that up. Actually, sometimes it's a case of I need to get to that services before my hours actually run out, because actually I need to be able to get a space before they do.
Well, sometimes, you're running heavy, right? And you know that you can make a certain services by, I don't know, whatever time embargo starts, say it's 3:30 in that area. Yeah. You might stop at 1 at 1:30 for a coffee, or whatever, or let tyres cool down or whatever. And you look at the job and you think, do you know what? I'm just going to stay here. Yeah. So early on in the day, but you daren't push on to the next one. For fear that you're not going to get in.
That's it.
So there's a bit of that.
Do you think, obviously, more needs to be done then with services now? Now there's more demand and more trucks on the road. Maybe the services need to realise that and actually...
Oh, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Open it up a little bit more.
I've gone in multiple times. I don't want to sound like a Karen, but
you're about to.
I'm going to be one, right? Because I'm sick of it, and I've been multiple times to see the managers in these motos and whatever else, and all you get is it's some person,
bit of control,
and you think you're not gonna. As soon as you see him, you think you're not gonna do anything, are you?
No.
But I tell them, I say, look, you need to do this. Can you please try and sort it out? And oh yeah, and they always spin your line. Birch, 2 years ago, something like that. she came out, oh yes, we're having new parking system putting in. It's all getting sorted in the next few months. We're 2 years on now, no it's changed. But they're doing stuff like removing the signs this is where they're getting away with it now. Right. So like in Woodhall, it's not really wide load, but it's long load. But when you come in, there's a bay then. It used to be written on the floor and there was a sign up, abnormal parking. Yeah. They've taken the paint away and they've taken the sign down. Oh, so officially, that's why they're getting away with it, you see.
Right, okay.
But they don't police them anyway. No. So it's not like, like parking coach bays and that. Sometimes you get done, sometimes you don't. So it's a bit of a risk. Right. Parking abnormal bed, absolutely nothing will happen to you.
It's not the same sort of fine, if you like, but I think it's more serious. I think actually that should be the one that's being controlled, if you like.
But it's like you say as well. They need to be doing something about them. They need to be making them bigger or more of them. Or that one's good down at A14 Junction 3 Rothwell
services. Yeah.
That's just a truck stop.
Is it?
It's Welcome Break. But it was built just for trucks.
So that works.
And it does actually work all right,
yeah. There's one in, I know it is open to the public, there's one in, is it Cambridge as well? Cambridge services, that's huge. Huge service over the east of the country. That's majority is truck.
That's right,
yeah. Which, okay, that's a good start, but there's not enough of it.
Not enough of it. They've just built one at Sheffield, haven't they?
Yeah.
Brand new. Just at Bournemouth Parkway, they've just built one there. It didn't open yet, so I've heard a rumour that one side's trucks only, and other side's like whatever.
Okay, yeah. So
we'll see.
Hopefully on the right side of the road.
Yeah, but they're building for trucks though, but they're building for trucks. They don't think about big stuff. But I'm not going to say too much because you never know. I might go in and be surprised. Well, it's a bit close to me to be any use. Really.
Yeah, I was going to say by the time you're there, you're sort of cracking.
Might as well just get back.
That's it. That's it. You have to sample it anyway. But.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to take your nutrition to the next level. Meet Huel, today's sponsor. Trusted by over 400 million people, their Black Edition, ready to drink is a complete meal in a bottle. High in protein, low in sugar, and packed with all the nutrients your body needs to perform and feel at its best. For me, working days can be chaotic. I'm out the door early and I certainly don't have time to whip up a balanced meal. We all know what it's like in today's world. It's just fast or processed foods on the menu. This is where you can take back control of your diet and nutrition with today's sponsor, Huel. For me, Huel Black Edition is the go-to. It helps keep me full, energized and focused so I can get through the day without the guilty feeling from the fast food drive-thrus. Huel is a perfectly balanced meal designed by experts to provide all the nutrients your body needs from a meal with no prep and no cooking, which is great for me. Huel actually tastes like your favorite milkshake without the bloated expense. And they come in delicious chocolate, vanilla, iced latte and my personal favorite, strawberry banana. 35 grams of protein plus 26 vitamins and minerals all in one handy bottle. Access to a quick, high-quality meal has never been this easy. You can find Huel in your local Tesco or Sainsbury's stores and directly at Huel.com. And for new customers shopping at Huel.com, you can try it for 10% off plus a free gift using our exclusive offer at Huel.com/Talkin Shop with the discount code Talkin Shop. That's 10% off plus a free gift for new customers using our exclusive offer at Huel.com/Talkin Shop using the code Talkin Shop. Start your year off strong. Unlock a healthier, easier way to eat with Huel.
What does a usual day look like for you then? Is it? I guess times are all over the place, aren't they? With orders, it's not like a turn up at 8 at the yard, jump in and go.
The days they're just all so different. Like there's no, I wouldn't say there's any ordinary day, but most of our customers are around our area.
Okay,
so we don't get a lot of stupid early starts unless we're running down to pick something up. But it'll be like. First thing, that's what he says. Yeah. First thing, can you be at wherever, Rotherham, say. Yeah. So you just come in. Hopefully, you've got all your equipment sorted the night before, but you might need. You don't just pick a trail up and go. Like you'll see a picture of what you're loading or something, and then you've got to put various timbers on or sleepers
you never know what
chocks or so you could have an hour sorting that out, sorting your trailer out and all that. So you might get done the night before. You might have to do it before you go.
Just depends on the last day.
Yeah.
I suppose that it adds something else to the job, though, isn't it? You're not just getting into your cab, get off the day.
This is it.
Adds a bit of
excitement
to it.
It keeps your mind. You've got to do something.
Yeah.
You've got to physically do something. And you'd think it'd keep me a bit in better shape, but it don't.
No.
Because I just eat more to compensate
Yeah,
for the
absolutely.
work that I'm doing.
Yeah. Damn right. Obviously, you're an MAN now, aren't you?
I am.
Yeah, you've had that for some time.
I've had that. Well, I got that. I don't know. It's not had its third 6 weekly yet.
So it's sort of
About
recent.
12
Yeah.
weeks,
Yeah.
14 weeks, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was there a bit of controversy when you first had that? 'Cause what did you run before that?
Volvo.
Volvo. Because I at the time, I sort of reading through comments thinking, I get the feeling that people are not on board with this MAN, like they were your Volvo, or maybe the wrong spec or whatever.
Yeah, but you know what it's like. It's
Yeah.
Volvo or Scania, isn't it?
Yeah, true.
You know, it's Volvo or Scania. I'm not. I'll drive anything that earns me money.
Yeah, well,
You know,
ultimately that's...
And to be honest, I would. Having said that, I would have kept the Volvo.
Yeah.
If my boss had come to me and said, "Look, it's up to you. I'll buy you a brand new one, or I'll refresh this one and put a bit of money in," I would have 100% kept the Volvo.
Yeah.
It was the peak of trucks, that thing. It was new enough. They had stuff like aircon broke, but it had
Still had
at
it.
some point it had aircon. You know, it had Bluetooth.
Yeah.
You know, all the stuff that you like, but none of the stuff you don't.
Yeah. Like all
You
the
know,
safety.
manual gearbox.
Was it manual?
Manual
Yeah.
on a 16 plate. That must have been one of the last.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah.
That is new for
Yeah.
manual. Yeah.
So a manual gearbox, which I like, and it was so analog in a way, and I loved it.
Yeah.
Felt like you were driving the thing.
Yeah. Well, these days, I suppose, especially with that MAN.
So
it's-
wet.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah.
it's a 640.
Ah, okay.
You know, it ought to be.
Another 100 at least.
Well, no, it's just great. Volvo were 530.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, yeah.
Was it? Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
It were reducted and stuff. Don't get me wrong, and a manual box, but and it did the job. You know, but this MAN, it's got so much more horsepower. It ought to be a right thing, but it's just so. Everything it does is so reserved. You know.
Yeah.
And you got to wait, going through its gears, and you can tell it's not giving you the full power. It don't give you the full power.
No.
Only when it wants to.
Right. That's interesting.
You know,
That's interesting.
they were loaded, his axle were down, curtain side of 460 IV cut the other day, pulled away from me.
Well, that's embarrassing.
Or
Oh,
empty.
God. Really?
Obviously, in every trailer, you know, 25 ton with a trailer.
Yeah, but still, another 100
pull away
and
from
something
me.
Yeah, wow.
Because the wagon, obviously, I don't know if it knows how much weight it's got, and it won't give you the full power. But
Well, I've heard that with the Scanies, actually. Although they're like 770, 730s,
Yeah.
they're only that when they're fully loaded.
yeah,
Otherwise,
I think beyond certain amount of gears, the top gears, I think you get it or something like that.
So actually, you're right.
It's got a torque limiting, I think it's called. And I presume it's to protect the drive line. And
Maybe so.
the problem is, you've got. I understand why they do it. They've got to cater to the most stupid person that's going to drive it out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, if you get an heavy haulage wagon with all that horsepower, fully loaded, and you drive it like they drive them.
Well, if it's not your truck, then
Exactly, they drive it like them curtain siders and
Yeah.
stuff. You'd be ripping prop shafts off it, and and I suppose they can't account for everybody.
No.
So they've got to put these safety parameters in. haven't they,
I suppose a bit the same with the MAN. You've got, although it's good to have safety systems, I feel like you get to the point where they are more a nuisance actually
Ridiculous.
than anything else.
Honestly, ridiculous.
Yeah.
It puts its brakes on all the time for no reason. There's a in pillar on passenger side. There's a light that comes on if it detects something down the side. I don't mind that. That's
pedestrian safety.
quite handy.
Yeah.
It's when it starts beeping. You know, when it gets too close.
Like, what? What is it?
What? And I tell you, when it's worse, you know, when you're somewhere, big trailer, big load, and you're working your way, snaking your way in, concentrating.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
going off, and it frightens you, and what am I going to
get
eat?
that.
And, you know, you can't use your own senses.
No.
You've got...
Because it's almost done something for you.
Yeah.
You can't sort of trust. It almost makes you doubt yourself, I guess.
I did a video on YouTube, I think, bringing a big transformer case out of Albury. Up this narrow lane, Friday night, pub, cars everywhere.
Great.
Police turned up they were escorting us out. Even the police couldn't get the cars moved because the people that were drinking were frightened to give them the keys, you see.
I see.
You know, for doing drunk in charge or whatever. Policeman says, I aren't going to do any of them. I just want the chuffing keys. You know what I mean? But my point I'm trying to get here is it was, and I'm talking tight, like millimetres off cars and telegraph poles, people's garden walls, pitch black.
Yeah.
And that thing just dong, 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 you're lighting up. And when police are walking around, everybody's walking around front, because people don't stay still in that situation.
No, the panic.
They're moving about looking, and every time they walk past, it's putting its brakes on and bing, ding, dings going off. And I just thought, it's more hindrance, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is it. Although I get it. If you've been driving for hours and you're tired and stuff, that's the point of them. But when you're trying to manoeuvre like that and stuff, it's just more of it, I say, hindrance than actually doing any good.
It is. And I suppose driving in central London with a curtain sider on, for example.
Yeah, no, I understand that.
Maybe they have a place because people, I mean, you know what people are like up here.
Yeah.
But down there, they are insane.
Yeah.
You know, so I suppose the more safety stuff you can have, probably for the better.
Yeah, but
in my job now, ridiculous.
And I bet there's no real way of turning it off properly, is there either?
No.
You know, with some cars it's alright because you can actually just get rid of it. And it's all right,
I mean, I think there's stuff you can do but the problem is every time you turn the ignition off and back on again, it's reset.
It resets.
There's no physical button to turn it off. So
that's annoying. That's really annoying.
So you just forget to do it, and you set off, and then you're in that situation immediately because you just and then it's all going off. You see?
Yeah, bring back the Volvo. None of that.
None of that.
Which they're pretty heavy on sale. I don't doubt the new ones are like that, but yeah, you would have thought back in the day they were the ones to be able to
but you see, I suppose on the 15, 16 kind of plate, it were all probably optional extras, wasn't it?
Yeah, probably so.
It had a little thing. It had that thing where if you drifted over your line, it would give you a little
lane
thing, but physical button, turn it off.
Yeah, exactly.
Lovely.
Yeah,
so you could just leave it off all the time.
As the cars have that now, it's so dangerous because I had it the other day. It's gone out of mind where you if you go over a lane you don't indicate, it puts you back in. If you're going round a parked car, it'll throw you towards the car that you're trying to drive around anyway.
Exactly.
It's just so dangerous.
Crazy.
Yeah, I know. So it's just relying on everybody indicating.
That's why I like my old cars.
Yeah,
just, I like my old everything. Just simple.
Yeah, obviously that's a big thing. Do you do a lot of? Is it more buying, selling, or is it just buying?
I used to have a trade insurance, and I used to buy and sell loads of stuff.
Yeah,
I don't bother now. Whatever comes stays a while now.
Yeah,
but I just can't help myself. It's usually Sunday mornings if I'm not working or something. I'm flicking through Facebook Marketplace. Next thing, pants are on, and I'm out the door, and she's going, "No, not again!
No. Please stay here. Go back to work." Yeah.
She's like, "You don't need to do it." Yeah. She keeps telling me that I've got some depression or something, and it's my way of making myself feel better. She's like, "I'm going to leave the door. You've got depression. You don't need to do it."
Well, you know, if it is, I suppose with doing the job you do, it's probably a bit of something to look forward to on the side, isn't it? You know, something to fill you.
It is, but in all fairness, I don't know why I do it because I hate it at the same time. Honestly, like I'll think to myself, that car, everything's got something wrong with it.
Yeah,
and then I look at house, that needs doing, and whereas I used to really enjoy it. Now it's more a case of what am I going to do? Yeah. I ain't got the time. Like that Volvo estate that I've got, the old Volvo. I want to come down in that today because I'm going. I'll get onto that in a minute, but I'm going further south after. Yeah. It's MOT's out.
Oh no!
Like, it might be out tomorrow, but I was just like, do you know what?
It's not worth the risk, is it?
Just leave it.
Yeah.
You know, but then I'm thinking, I know it needs a ball joint. I know it needs an exhaust. I know it needs this. I know it needs that's one car.
Yeah. It's just as simple as taking it for an MOT. No. You've got to do the stuff to be able to get it through.
Yeah. And I should have been doing it bit by bit.
Yeah.
But because you've got so much else to do, you don't do them.
No.
So it becomes what I love, also I hate it.
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes any sense to anybody, but it's like love, hate, innit?
Yeah. It wouldn't be the same without them, but...
well, I once tried it, you know. I said to Rachel, I said, everything's going. I'm going to live a normal life like normal people. Yeah, we're going to have one car each, right? And simple life. Sold everything, and it did a 2 month or something, and I couldn't do it.
Like
so what do you do in that situation?
Buy more cars.
Yeah, exactly, but I hate it. Yeah. So what am I doing?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
My dad's got a
Do you know what? I was listening to that thinking, yep, it sounds exactly the same.
You just put the Sherpa van.
I know.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we both saw it and we were
Is
like...
it rotten?
Yes. Well, apparently it looks all right. It's literally, this is the scenario. The grass cuttings, it's something to take the grass cuttings to the tip. That's the reason they bought it. And it
I know exactly where it's coming from.
And it, for whatever reason, there's something wrong with it all the time. We've changed carbs, we've done fuel pump, we've done...
Is it a petrol as well?
It's a petrol. Yeah. And it just for some reason, something isn't right. And we get to the point now where the only thing we haven't changed is the engine. Everything around it we've changed. And that's new.
Well, if that were me, that'd be getting an engine swap. It'd be converted like I did with that camper van.
Yeah, really. Yeah.
If you saw that, I took an old Mercedes 207D. I don't know if you remember that pre-Sprinter, the square ones, camper van. And I drove it home and I said to her straight away, I said, kids aren't going in this. It's so, well, it were like, I was going to put beacons on back bumper and stuff because I was so frightened. 20 mile an hour up hills on motorway, right? God. And I thought, there's going to be a wagon at back of this. I know. And kids aren't going in this.
Go in that,
So I said, well, we either put beacons on it and all this carry on. I said, engine swap it.
Yeah.
So you'll do what you want to do anyway, won't you?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So I took it from a 4-cylinder, 2.3 diesel, non-turbo, but a 2.9 5-cylinder turbo diesel in it. It's all on TikTok.
Very nice, proper engine.
I didn't. It's Mercedes, same era engines actually, just
a bit more reliable,
just a bit bigger. Yeah, and it took it from 70 horsepower to 120.
There you go.
So it's still not massive.
But it's enough to take
But there's modern vans coming out now with 120 horsepower still in there.
Like your Fiat Ducatos, they start at 120. That's about what they are.
I mean, 90 horsepower for a long time were like a base van horsepower, wasn't it? But no, it just keeps up with modern traffic now. It's just, it's not a rocket. It's just... It sounds nice and all.
Yeah, so I can't be a 5-cylinder.
5-cylinder whistle turbo and everything.
Yeah. I think Audi are the only manufacturer now to have the 5-cylinder because it's just a dying breed. It's just but what a great engine.
Volvo used them a bit, didn't they?
They don't make them anymore. They
stopped.
They only make.
Well, they'll be going all electric.
Volvo, don't get me started on that.
No.
Here sometime.
I think that's a conversation for another day.
Yeah, I think so.
Or maybe when I'm on my own car.
Basically, stop buying them.
Yeah. If you're listening to this podcast, stop buying electric cars.
Yeah, that's it. End the story. I'm happy now I've said that.
Yeah, that's it.
But yeah, so it sounds very similar addiction actually. I've literally, I love them. I buy it. I don't want to do anything to it. It just keeps going wrong. So yeah, you're not actually the only one there.
No, I'm glad about that.
Yeah,
because sometimes people like me feel very isolated, you know.
Therapy session.
Maybe
this is why I've come down here.
Yeah, we'll get you to sort of meet up, and that's it. You'll feel better about it.
Well, I came down here, like I say, I wanted to have a chat with you. I just thought I needed somebody to talk to.
These
to make me feel normal.
Cameras actually aren't filming. We're just having a chat.
Yeah. Probably for the best, really, isn't it? I can't fully get on board with that excuse thing. That car I've come in, that old Hilux. I bought that for Rachel to put the dogs in.
Oh, the dog car.
Yeah.
That's it.
Just because I wanted one, so it has to have a reason.
Of course it does. Yeah. I've just done the very same thing. We're expecting a little one next year, so I bought a family car.
Congratulations!
Thank you very much. Yeah, it's a scary thing, but I bought a family car.
What is this family car?
It's an M3.
Yeah.
But that is a family car.
It's a fast family car.
Exactly. This is what I've told her, but she didn't. I
don't know who said it. Is it that dad cars or something? But like, just because you're a dad, don't mean that you need to have
be sensible. No.
A sensible car, does it?
Exactly.
You know,
you're still gonna have a bit of fun.
As long as the car does what you want it to do.
Yeah, that's it. It's got 4 doors. It's got 5 seats. That's it.
Yeah. You don't have a baby and go and buy a bloody Volvo.
I've told her it's a diesel. It's but it's fine. Yeah. Another story. I better not say too much, otherwise she'll figure it out.
Just a quick message from our sponsor. Do you work on or run a fleet of vehicles, vessels or machinery? Do you struggle with downtime and expensive maintenance costs? Maybe you're tired of your basic diagnostic tools giving little or no technical information. Well, Eclipse Diagnostics have you covered with Jaltest, the leading supplier offering advanced diagnostic troubleshooting with OEM level technical information inclusive of wiring diagrams and repair manuals. Eclipse dedicated support teams are on hand to keep your fleet moving, offering remote product support with the capability of ECU programming, and even software updates. Take back control of your fleet and inquire with Eclipse Diagnostics today. Quote promo code Talkin Shop to receive a free cable saver with your order and keep your valuable equipment well protected. Thanks again, and back to the podcast.
Coming back to it, what's the? I guess there's a few. What's your biggest challenge you've faced with heavy haulage? You know, is every day obviously every day is going to be a challenge, but is there been one moment where you think, God, I don't want to do that again? That was terrible.
Yeah. Well, I think it's always the worst thing you've done, isn't it?
Yeah.
Until the next one, and you think that's the worst thing I've ever done. That.
Yeah.
But while I've been at Hollingworths, just everything's easy. Like we have hard days, but the escort company we use, Yorkshire Escort Services, we don't use any other company like them. The friends, they're more like they are friends.
Yeah,
you know, I'm friends with them all, and it's like they just do stuff without even thinking. So you don't have to ask for anything; it's done. So just every job seems like it's just easy.
Yeah,
you're not fighting. Like people who do heavy haulage who are listening to this will get exactly what I mean when I say, if you get a bad escort, your day is hell. Like it can be hell because they're there. Well, not just there's an escort, there's a steersman, there's everything.
It's your eyes and ears, really, isn't it?
Yeah. So, but I think the biggest challenge was when I was at Hutchinson's and I got the wagon. I couldn't even tell you where it was without looking. I got the wagon stuck in London.
Oh.
I'm trying to follow the movement order.
Yeah.
And obviously the escort, I went no help. And he hadn't even looked at the route, so it's not like we could compare and say, well, I think we should go up here, And I went up this bloody thing to the top, and God, there were barriers everywhere. Them big stone concrete plant pot things all over the place, and I was jammed. I could have, honestly, I could have cried.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would just thought, this is it. We need an helicopter to get us out of here.
Oh my God.
Yeah. But it took a bit of doing. I thought I could just imagine him, police everywhere and
cameras.
It was pitch black and all, and I thought, even if I get out of here without anybody turning up, there's something coming through the post for this.
Yeah. Yeah,
and
you've blocked a road.
Yeah. Oh my God, honestly, I just wanted the world to just swallow me at that moment. It's like,
I suppose every day is a challenge, though. You do face new challenges every day.
Well, you're only one wrong turn away from a massive disaster, aren't you?
Yeah.
You know, with some of the stuff that I don't even do the biggest stuff. Some of these people, like west of Scotland and Collets and they're more like doing some serious gear. But it's all got to be planned, planned well, and
you're lucky enough. It sounds like you've got good planners actually that sort of make it easier for you.
Well, there's just the one man.
Really?
Yeah. Andrew Hollingworth, he's the man that he runs the company. I don't know how he does it. It's 10 or 11 wagons, and he runs it all himself.
Does he himself?
Everything, yeah.
Wow, that is. I see. I didn't realise that. That's credit to him. Really. That's
he's very lucky though. He's got a good me excluded. I'm not. Pissing on myself here, but
I hope not.
I could do with one actually after that cup of tea you gave me, but
Be a cushion paper after.
Yeah, could do with leather ones, couldn't you? People like me. At least I've put some clean clothes on today. But yeah, he's got a good set of lads.
Yeah.
So all he has to do is plan it. The lads make sure it happens. Whereas, I'm sure other companies, they've got to plan it and they've got to babysit all lads as well.
Yeah.
That none of that happens.
No.
It's like everybody just does the job and does it well.
Yeah,
so.
And that really it shows, to be honest. Yeah. I think sometimes, especially in, I suppose, general haulage, really, in a world where there are a lot of new drivers, and I can imagine it is stressful. Yeah, actually trying.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with new drivers.
No. But I think experience sometimes is key, and if you haven't got if you haven't got the right person helping you through that, then it could turn into a disaster.
This is the thing. Years ago, it used to be we're all everything was experience based. You start at the bottom, you work your way up.
Yeah.
Now you can just you have a license and you can just go do what you want.
Yeah.
And there's nobody. Like they used to send you with the older generation, didn't they? They used to teach you, but you used to listen. Now, it seems like younger drivers or new drivers now have got this thing about older people with experience. They don't want to listen.
No.
We know what we're doing and just help yourselves out. Just take a step back and just think, they might be able to show me something.
It's not there to be patronising.
No, absolutely not.
In fact, we were had the same conversation with a podcast that obviously would have just come out a couple of weeks ago. With exactly this point, and rather than obviously they do classroom sit downs and stuff, but rather than doing more of that side, it's actually go out with the driver for a week.
That's right.
Or 2 weeks or whatever. Go sit with them, listen, learn, do what you need to do. When I know you're happy with that, then
exactly.
We'll send you out.
Yeah. But they just throw the keys at them now.
And
it's disastrous at times.
Yeah.
But it's not like you say, it's not patronising because I'm a big believer in everybody can learn something off somebody. So I might learn something off that new driver. You know?
That's it.
It might be a way of thinking, for example, that he said, and you think, chuffing hell, I never thought about it.
Yeah, that's it. And experience is key. There'll be a moment in your career you've gone, I'd never do that again. Don't do that, whatever you mean.
I've done it that way, but don't do it like that again.
That's it. I've learned. I can tell you now not to do that again. And it's important. If I was there, I'd take that as
like buying scrap cars.
For some reason,
I enjoy it, but don't do it.
Don't do it. Listen to this, man. I can tell the same thing as well. So is there a highlight then? Obviously, with a lot of heavy haulage, is there a certain load that you've gone? Yeah, that was the heaviest. That was the most expensive thing I've ever transported. To get, do you have a bit of a highlight of your career somewhere?
I think there's been so much in such a short space of time.
Yeah, it all rolls
since coming back into it. I mean, I've only been back in it now been at Hollingworth 3 years, and at Hutchinson's barely 6 months. So
right, okay.
I ain't even been back in it 4 years yet.
Right,
so it's relatively a short amount of time, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
But there's been so much.
Yeah.
MRI scanners at Hutchinson's.
Wow. Yeah.
We used to move them. Yeah. I mean, they are frightening. You are scared with them on.
I suppose delicate as well, really, aren't they?
Delicate and worth so much money.
Yeah, it's getting them into the hospitals.
I suppose,
as well,
but there was no pride with that. That was just expensive.
Yeah,
I don't know. Some of the stuff at Hollingworths now. I think the thing that I enjoyed the most was a bridge that I did down to Chichester. It's on TikTok. Wasn't a very big video. But one of them, it's so difficult to film sometimes when you're doing stuff like that because you need a cameraman, really.
Yeah.
Like I can film in cab all I like, but,
Yeah.
But it were a big bridge and it spanned, there's a dual carriageway that goes through Chichester and it goes the whole way over the dual carriageway from end to end. And I think it was 43 metres long. So obviously, we had the trailer into that and, it were bit of a long load that. And I don't know. I think I got a lot of pride out of that.
Yeah.
Mainly because, if you ever drive down that road, I've been down here. I brought that.
Yeah, exactly.
Like everybody does, don't they?
Yeah, of course I do. That's it. I built that.
Yeah, like when I went crane, same. Drive past somewhere. Yeah. Oh, I put roof on that. I put floor in that. And she's like,
yeah, you've told
cool.
me.
Yeah, nice one, mate.
I'm guilty of that because
I've clicked kitchen today.
That's it. I know. Yeah, no, it's just natural. You just be proud of it. You talk about it, don't you? But
just a bit of pride in it. I think whenever you're talking like that and thinking like that, you've obviously got the pride there. Otherwise, you wouldn't care, would you?
No.
So,
that's you're exactly right. Right. So obviously you're a big fan of ERF. I'm right thinking you've got your own.
I have.
Is that right? Yes.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's there.
Well, there it is. Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah. So I suppose the passion for that then come from, was it your granddad?
My granddad never ran ERFs.
No.
My passion for them came from when I worked for Marsh Freight.
Right.
And drove them for a job. And when that job came to an end, I left, but they did go under eventually.
Okay.
Or packed up or whatever happened to them. I thought that were it. Never drive one again. They were old then. It was a bit odd for companies to be using ERFs then, let alone now. And I just thought no else about it really. And then I don't. Same with this problem, this ADHD thing that I've got with buying stuff and whatever else.
Yeah.
One day I just thought, well, I could buy my own though, couldn't I?
Oh God.
So,
yeah.
you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I one of them days where I was nostalging, you know, whatever the word. You know, I was thinking back and I'm like, I really miss driving. Well, why don't you buy one? So the hunt started, you see.
Yeah, yeah.
And I found one at an export place and traced the owner back, and he's a lad called Nobby, Robert Gasser. He runs them on the road still today. He runs a few of his
Still
own.
now, yeah. Well.
And I rang him up and got some information on it. Is this your old wagon? Yeah. Is it worth buying? I don't know. I sold it years ago to so-and-so. Phone him. So I phoned him. And the conversation led to, don't buy it. It's this, it's that, it's the other, it's rotten. Wants this doing, it wants that doing. And I think it were about $7 grand with VAT, you know, and it was, and it wanted a lot of work.
So you bought it?
No.
Oh, right.
No. This bloke who said, don't buy it. If I was you, don't buy it unless you want to put a lot of work into it. He said, I've got a mate who's got one. I don't know if it's for sale.
Okay.
I'll give you his number. And this is it.
That's the one.
So I rung him up. It's not for sale, no. All right then. You can come have a look at it if you want. Oh, well, that'll do. I'll come have a look at it. That'd be nice.
Might force his hand a bit.
Yeah. So I went down. It was always for sale, wasn't it? You know what I mean? But I went down to look at it, and it was in a chicken shed where it had been for. Well, a chicken shed. It was a shed full of chicken shit anyway. Yeah. I didn't see any chickens though.
That's worrying.
Maybe it's an ex-chicken shed or something. I don't know.
What
But
happened to the chickens?
it'd been there 12 years.
Yeah, okay.
He started it up and I was just straight away in my head, I was like, but I'm buying this.
Yeah.
How much will it be? Like, he's like, well, you know, it'll be around 10 grand. So, right, I thought, bargain really, because he was going to test it.
Okay.
So I thought, he's going to test it. I'm going to pay 7 for that other. It's a bargain, like. So I went away, excited and thinking about it. Anyway, he said, oh no, that's what he said. He said, no, go away and have a think about it and let me know. I said, I'm pretty sure I want it. He said, well, think about it. So I rang him back. Yeah, I want that wagon. He says, yeah, it'd be 12 grand.
Hey.
Yeah. He knew what he was doing. Like, well, there's not many of them about, is there? Especially in that spec. It's Olympic. There were a lot of them had the short cab, but a lot of them had the tall cab. Everybody calls them Olympics. They're not. They were just a tall cab. Okay. The Olympic were a trim level. A high roof trim level. I see. It's stuff like driver's like a wardrobe in it, and you know, it had the Eaton twin split box, it had the Jake brakes, stack on it. You know, it's got a wet kit on it. You're like, it's a good spec. It's a good spec. So like, yeah, I'll have it. So obviously, me and Rachel fell out. Probably the biggest fallout we've ever had over any vehicle.
Oh right, okay, yeah. It was that bad.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. Yeah. But I thought, well, I can live in it, really, can't I? It's not, you know what I mean?
Got an exit plan.
I were having it no matter what. And she knows that. And I think that was the reason why I fell out. Because, like, if I want something, I get it, you know? Yeah. No matter what. If it means selling one at kids, I'll get it. You know what I mean? So, I'll buy them back later. But,
yeah, of course.
You know, you can move stuff around, don't you?
Yeah, of course you do.
Just move stuff around. And that's what I did. And I got it. And I got no plans whatsoever to do anything with it but shows. And time's gone along, and I've done bits and bats to it, you know, painted bits and whatever else. Then I sticked it up with my name on it and that. I was just looking at it thinking, I wanted to work for myself. Yeah. And I keep looking at it and I'm like, no, you can't. Big job, a lot of money, big risk. Running an old wagon like that as well. So I kind of put it to the back of my mind for a bit longer. It ran out of MOT and I sent it for MOT. Now, people that follow me will know that I like to do all my own stuff, which I do. But as I explained earlier, I'm so busy with everything else. I was like, do you know what? This year, I'm going to send it somewhere. So I sent it to Ken Mallinson's KMS. Okay. Barnsley. Next door to us. And I get on really well with them all. And they really looked after me. When I tell you this price, right, don't be thinking that they had my pants down.
This is not my judging face.
Yeah. What face is that then? So I sent it there and I thought, it passed the test last year. Well, it hadn't done out. Yeah. I want a few bits and bobs. Anyway, $5 grand later. It had a test on it. Now, it wouldn't go through test, super singles on front. I couldn't buy any spats. Couldn't get the spats, so I had to buy some more alloys. to put the tyres on, to get them in the wheel, to get it past and all that. This bloke who had it last year, he had wheels and all sorts, so he just shoved another set of wheels on to get through test, you see. So they really, really looked after me, did Ken Mallinson's, because, well, they just did. But it was $5,000 either way you look at it. And I was like, do you know what? It's a lot of money to put into a toy, is that? I'm going to work this.
Yeah.
I'm going to work it. So, shocker.
There we go.
Spoiler alert. Next year, I'm going on my own. Whether it be good, whether it be bad, I don't know.
Yeah.
Andrew Allingworth knows. I've talked to him, so there's no worry there. Operator's license is in, so we're not just talking. A lot of people talk the talk.
Oh yeah, but to do it is the next step.
To do it is the next step. Yeah. And don't get me wrong, I've bounced all over the place with it. I've been at points where I've been like, no, that's enough now, stop. Yeah. And then I've had the drive to do it again, and we've gone forward. But no, the application is now in. Yeah. We're just waiting to hear back from Traffic Commissioner now whether he'll let it go or he won't. And then I couldn't put a date on it, but I'd say March, April time next year when job's picking up a bit. Yeah.
Well, congratulations on making the
Making the
move.
Thank you. There'll be a lot of people that say you're a fool for using that old wagon. What about low emission zones? What about this? What about that? But I look at it another way. Depends what work you're doing. Depends where you're going. If you're not going in the low emission zones, does it matter? No.
No AdBlue.
No AdBlue.
No block DPS
Nothing
to worry about. It's
repair it myself.
Yep.
For the most part, I mean, I'll struggle in a. Obviously, I ain't got all these facilities.
No.
Like where I am now at Olympus, I've got the garage. I can use garage and stuff like that. Like, you're giving up a lot. Yeah. I'm not going to be changing a gearbox in a muddy old yard where I'm storing it, am I? But
it opens your a sort of chance now, if you like, to be able to film content on the truck. Yeah. More of a day in the life now. Film what you want when you want.
The content's going to change a bit.
Yeah.
There'll still be all the old stuff, cars and whatnot, but the content will change. And, I'm not saying I'm worried about it because that's not my job, but I think people will like it because it's still something different. Yep. It'll be general haulage. Yeah. I can't afford to go into heavy stuff.
Well, no, but
it's big money.
Yep. Yep.
But it's different, isn't it? It's running old tackle and...
It's what you want to do, and you've got that vision.
Yeah, I'm frightened to death.
No, that's it. But you've made that jump.
Frightened to death. Well, I've got in bed, haven't I?
Yeah, that's it. And you've just got to roll with it now. That's it. And credit to you for doing that.
Yeah, hopefully. I've got work. Yeah. Nothing's guaranteed, as we know in this job. Like, there's a million people who say yes to you. Yeah. When you turn up at the door, we ain't got out. Nah. Everybody talks a good talk, so we'll just see. Yeah, hopefully some good loyal people behind you. Hopefully, you and then maybe in 12 months' time, if we've done all right, we can look at job. We can either fold it up, say it hasn't worked, or we can buy a newer wagon, maybe Euro 6 or something. I don't know. So will YouTube be more of a focus, do you think, or do you think you'll stick to? I think. TikTok's so easy to make, isn't it? Yeah. YouTube's so time consuming. It is, yeah. I'm going to try and do it. Yeah. But working for yourself, you've not just got the driving, you've got all the admin in the office at the end of the day, haven't you? Yeah, yeah. But I'm going to get myself a real good laptop, best one I can get, so I can edit on there, because I'm doing YouTube on my phone at the moment. Oh, yeah. Editing it and everything. It's an absolute, honestly, it's a nightmare. You get halfway through, phone's freezing and getting hot and turning off. You've got halfway thinking, I've lost that now. Bollocks to that. Do you know what I mean? And then you don't touch it for 2 weeks, and that's what I do. Right, okay. But I think if it's just on a laptop, and I can do all my office work remotely then from in the truck, can't I? Yeah. And, so we'll try it, either work or it won't. Absolutely. You've got, it's something that's been on, it's not a spur to, it's something you've been thinking about for a while. Something I've always wanted to do on my working life, work for myself. Exactly. It's just when was the right time? Just wait till you just turn 40 and then ruin your life. Yeah, yeah. You know what I mean? That's it. Midlife crisis. That's it. You'll always remember being 40 at least. Yeah, I bought a convertible, have I? You know what I mean? I've done it differently. Well, you could tell you, missus, you've done that. You've not bought the convertible. You've not bought the sports car. You've started your own business. I did buy a Reliant Scimitar. Oh, okay. Yeah. I don't know if you can call it a sports car or what, but that's fine. Yeah. I know exactly. I know what you mean. Yeah. In fact, I think I saw it on the screen there. It was a white one. White Scimitar. Yeah. Ford Capri running gear there were. So Essex V6 in it and right, really? I didn't manual box. Yeah. There you go. Yeah, crazy. So it's a lovely thing. Yeah. But again, what I've got sat in that is what a trailer would cost me. So it might have to,
might
have to make some compromises.
Yeah.
But I bought that knowing full well I was setting up on my own.
Yeah.
So I was stupid with that.
Yeah.
You're
just securing the money. That's what you're doing, wasn't it? Just putting it to one side. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah. Well done. Well done.
Why would you let the bank have it?
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Might as well let it sit in an old rotten car.
So you can just see money just dispersing.
Yeah. See it flying out tailpipe, yeah.
And obviously with this ERF, then you plan to do a lot of the work yourself if you can, obviously. And try and keep those.
Yeah, I'm going to have to keep it absolutely legal, and I like,
of course.
it's going to have to be 6 weekly properly and everything like that. But
where you can at least.
The advantage that I've got with me being me is as I go on, you hear a bit of a noise, a bit of this, bit of that. Look at it, sort it.
Yeah.
It'll constantly be getting sorted, won't it?
Yeah, exactly, because you're driving it.
Yeah, and before it goes for 6 weekly, I'll probably give it a little look over myself, and if it needs a bit of something, do it.
Yeah.
And hopefully it'll fly through them.
Well, I think that's the content that people want to watch these days. Is day in the life and how you go about your day. And if that means stripping the truck apart to fix something you found,
exactly.
That's what people will watch.
That's what people will watch.
That's it,
yeah.
In the world where you've got people like Matt Armstrong and Chris Slicks and stuff, you're repairing cars and they're getting millions of views. Well, you're doing that, but on trucks. So, how can you not like that?
I just don't have the personality to go with it.
Well, I beg to differ. No.
But no, there'll be some. There's a bum for every seat, isn't there? Like, some people probably won't like the content where it goes, but there'll be new people that come in that do. And although I don't want to upset the people that have supported me from day one, I also can't help it. Like it's, I ain't sold out. It's just
a change in your path.
It's just a change in my path. Yeah.
And I think actually people will enjoy watching that. So
I hope so, because like I said, it's not my main goal. You've got to make sure the business works first and foremost.
Yeah, that's it.
But if I can make good content out of it and everybody will enjoy it, then why not?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And as I come back to that argument earlier, enjoy what you're doing while you've got two things that you enjoy doing there.
That's right.
So
Why would you all rolled into one thing?
That's it. Why would you not want to do it? Yeah.
I think what might happen with that job is, though, I think the old cars might reduce.
Okay.
Well, you think about it like that is my baby then, isn't it?
That's it.
That is my repair.
That's your ADHD.
That's my ADHD. That's me messing. That's me constant attention.
Yeah.
And I've got a real good project at home that I ain't touched. We've had it years, and I ain't even touched it yet. So what I'm thinking is, if I can get rid of everything, just have the truck and that one project.
That's it.
Which is an old Mercedes 190.
Lovely. Very nice.
And next to it in the garage is an M111 engine, which is the CLK 2.3 supercharged engine.
Wow, put in that.
So that's to go in there.
Lovely. That'll be that, like a proper, almost a bit of a retro model.
Yeah,
really,
it's proper Mercedes engine.
Yeah.
It's just a generation on or two. A generation on. Yeah. But it'll say, I'm not the first one to do it. It's been done before. But that's good because there's help out there. There's stuff on the internet.
It's nice to look back on it. Yeah, what happens if, And
I'm not, that wouldn't be it's not a project for content.
No.
It's something that, again, I want to do, but I will film it.
Yeah, good.
And, but again, everything's going to have to go first.
That's it. And
so we'll have the truck, she'll have a car, I'll have a car, one camper van, because I've got two at the moment.
Have you?
Yeah, because I can't, and that one project.
Yeah.
And I think
you'll be happy with that.
I'll enjoy when I go to work on my project. I think I'll really enjoy it then, because there's not a million other things to look after.
No, that's it. And you're not going to worry about that car needs an MOT now. Rather than doing my project, I've got to now do that. It's just I go in the garage. And that's what I'm working on.
That is my project.
Good.
Yeah.
No, I think that's.
I think that's sensible.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so. I think
we'll see what happens.
You might get away with that, but that's anything could change.
Yeah. We'll see what happens. Yeah.
Brilliant. Well. Yes, I think. I've certainly. I think we've covered everything we want to there. So yes, obviously, thank you very much for coming on.
No, thank you for having me.
And obviously, best of luck in your new venture.
Thank you. Yeah. Well, if anybody knows of anybody that wants some work doing with an old truck,
that's it.
I'm sure that they can give me a call. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
And obviously, we'll make sure in the video you've got all of your links to your social media.
Oh, lovely. Thank you.
Great.
Yeah.
Thank you again. And
lovely. Nice to meet you all.
Best of luck.
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers.